G'day, and welcome to Say It With Guitars. I'm your host, Pete Cornelius. Each episode, I'll be digging deep and getting to hang with some of Australia's finest guitar pickers, songwriters, producers, collectors, and makers. I look forward to bringing you these fun conversations, and I hope you enjoy Say It With Guitars.
Good morning, or afternoon, whatever it might be in your neck of the woods. Welcome to another episode, folks. Sorry it's been a bit late. I've been a bit slack this year in terms of getting the podcast out and delivered hot off the press. I've been a bit preoccupied this year. Anyway, I've soldiered on and we are, continuing on as normal and bringing you some great chats. A couple of fun shows coming up this weekend, folks. Playing Friday night, which is tonight, at a festival called Beaker Street, which is a science-based festival in Hobart, playing with our Hammond organ trio, King Cake. It's going to be a blast. Playing a solo show tomorrow at the local brewery. Some mates of mine have a brewery in Bichino, and my dad's going to be cooking barbecue. So it's a family affair tomorrow, folks. It's going to be great. Oh, and also I've just announced there's going to be a solo show. Well, it's going to be a Riders in the Round situation with some other great singer-songwriters, Jack Raymond and Licia Louise, who was a previous guest on the pod. So that's going to be great. It's going to be September the 12th in George Lane, St Kilda. There'll be more details on the website soon, folks. Until then, take it easy.
Before we crack into today's show, I'd love to shout out to our Season 4 sponsors, Tarrant Guitars and Top Shelf Guitars, the custom workshop of award-winning luthier Billy Tarrant on the northwest coast of Tasmania. Uses locally and internationally sourced solid tone woods to create a wide range of custom guitars, including acoustic, electric, lap steel guitars and specialty instruments, showcasing his passion for superior tone and structural integrity. Tassie's one-stop custom workshop for custom-made guitars, all guitar repairs and services. Check out tarrantguitars.net.au. Top Shelf Instruments specialises in used and vintage guitars, pedals and amps, shipping worldwide from Hobart, Tasmania, Australia. We love helping players land exceptional instruments for manageable dollars, and guitars from Japan hold a special place in our hearts. New old guitars hit the website almost daily, so head on over to the website for this week's weird and wonderful offerings, topshelfinstruments.com.au.
Hey. Now we got it.
Beauty. All right, I'd like to welcome to today's podcast, Say It With Guitars, Jules Parker.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm really well.
Thank you for joining us. It was like on an hour's notice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were only a block away, so
wicked.
You've got a better ocean view, so it seemed like a better choice to spend the morning.
There's a nice few lumps coming in out there too.
There are indeed.
I'm not sure there's anyone surfing them as yet, but I'm sure there's some diehards out there.
Yep, there'll be someone somewhere.
Finding a bank. So we're at Broadbeach Blues Festival.
Yes.
Or Blues on Broadbeach, as they prefer to call it. Yeah. You guys have done a few of these, right, over the years?
We have. I don't actually know how many, but quite a few now.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty local festival for us, so
yeah,
it's always nice.
Yeah. And when you say us, is that just the core, like...
The core of us all sort of live within sort of 100 k's of here,
okay,
and have like grown up on. Trace and I grew up on the Gold Coast, and Lisa was in Lennox Head.
Ah, cool.
And Alstonville.
Yep.
And Ali sort of flies up for it.
Okay, she's in Sydney or somewhere?
She was originally from Sydney area, and now she's a bit where the gig is. She'll be.
Yeah, which is the magic of technology. Now we can be somewhere without too much stress.
Yep.
In a short amount of time. So what was it like growing up around here musically? Like, was there much you could sink your teeth into, or...? Yeah,
well, for me as a young player, it was great because there were gigs everywhere. Being a tourist town and back in the 90s, every single sort of pub and venue had music. And I sort of, when I was like 13, I ended up, sitting in with a Kiwi band called Donna and the Moderation for a bit, and they were, just amazing and had a whole sort of repertoire of just classic songs, funk and soul and rock. And then I sat in with another local duo called Double Shuffle, and they were playing, 4 or 5 gigs a week, and I just got to sit in, and as a little guitar player, like you're just getting to play solos and chord changes of like all of the greatest songs of all time. So it was a really great teeth-cutting scene. And then I guess as I got into my later teens, the sort of indie band scene on the Gold Coast was fantastic.
Sure.
It was, I guess the city was just big enough that there was, a subculture of people who all cared about the original music scene, and everyone would be at the Rose and Crown on a Wednesday, and then they'd all be at like the Playroom on a Thursday, and then there'd be one of the bands is putting on an album launch or something somewhere at the party, or somewhere on the Saturday. But there was enough people to just keep this scene really, it was a thriving little scene.
And was it mainly just supporters of music, or was there a lot of players in this scene that was kind of commingling as well?
Oh, both. Yeah, both? Everyone was there. You see the same faces. Some just music loving people, and if you've got a 4-band night, there's going to be a bunch of musos hanging out too, isn't there?
Yeah, and it is quite a highly densely populated strip of coast between, say, Byron and Noosa. Yeah, like that's a huge draw. I know it's a fair distance. You wouldn't go to Noosa necessarily to watch a band, but like if everyone comes together with the same interests and to either perform or to watch a band, that curates good energy, and gets people talking and gets people together. And I saw some footage yesterday. I didn't see your gig. I was still stuck in airports yesterday. Yeah. You had your dad play with you on stage. Was he an influence as well back in the day, or is he?
Very much so. He, I started playing guitar because Dad and his friends would sit around and play Neil Young songs and jam. So that's what sort of made me pick up the guitar. I played violin from when I was like 3 till when I was 5. Like little Suzuki kid with a quarter-size violin, and then I think I just looked around and all the people were playing guitars. So Dad and all his mates would always have jams, and he would always sing us off to sleep every night. When I first started trying to make a living as a musician, and the amount of Dad's bedtime songs that made it into my little repertoire, because I never really bothered to learn a song, but you're at a restaurant, you're like, oh, they're really going to want to hear a Neil Young song or Nights in White Satin or something, and I was like, I don't even know if I'm singing the right words or the right chords, but
just the melody.
Yeah, we'll get through this, and
fantastic.
Yeah.
So your dad wasn't a player as such. He just sort of enjoyed hanging out with his mates, sharing songs.
Yeah, big music lover, and Dad was always a huge fan of the electric guitar. Okay. So all those sort of 70s blues bands. Yeah. In the UK sort of era band. So he was always a big fan of the guitarists. So I guess that, as a little child, was what opened my eyes up to it. I first started. I remember he had a John Mayall and the Blues Breakers sort of album, and it had I don't know, it might have even been a best of, because it had some Peter Green, some Clapton, and then so I would just put that record on and just check, because once you've learnt the pentatonic scale as a 11-year-old, you're like, oh, I just got to work out what key it's in, and then
move the shape and
probably copy what they're doing. So that
great. And that for me was a huge influence too. That kind of early Fleetwood Mac, and that Beano record, that John Mayall and the Blues Breakers record. That was so influential, and the guitar was just, like you said, there was a guitar band. Obviously there was other instruments, but the guitar was just this shining light. Yeah. Just had the freedom to do whatever it wanted to. Yep.
And be celebrated.
And totally be celebrated at 120 dB. Crank it up and make a noise. Yep. So great. So did you take lessons and stuff, or did you just pick things up by ear?
A bit of both. I got pretty just into playing, probably when I was about 11 was when I, found one of Dad's guitar books and just worked through it all, and and that stage we were living on the northern beaches of Sydney.
Yep.
And Dad went to, one of his mates was playing with a guy called Terry Murray, who was a brilliant guitarist. He was in an Australian band called the Far Gone Beauties.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a monster.
He's so good.
Yeah, and so he was in our local area, and so I think I got about 3 months of lessons off him before we moved up to Queensland, and that was so great because he just, I'm sure if I went back and opened those books, there's still, things I haven't mastered, but he'd just go in and I'd go in and he'd show me something and I'd spend the week trying to get it right. And,
great.
But apart from that, I never really did any more lessons. I just kept playing and studying of my own accord. I mean, I can't imagine how good it must be now to have that sort of childhood enthusiasm for guitar, because you've just got access to absolutely everything. Like we used to have to, one of your friends would get a CD that had guitar stuff on it and you'd tape it and share it all around, and that, or you do the old hold the record down a bit slower and try and work out the lick. Now it's like everything you've ever wanted to hear with a tutorial by 7 different players.
That's right. At any disposal, anywhere you are, you can pick it up. But I often wonder, is that too much information? Is it too much to actually learn and retain information? It's so easy now to just bring stuff up on your device and not actually have any memory of, what do we need memory for now?
I think...
I think that was a big part of that. I don't know. I think, obviously, it's amazing because you can, it's all at our fingertips, but I think it'll be a bit of a distraction. Yeah,
I think, with all music, it seems to be like you go through phases and learn different things, but it's what you internalise and that becomes part of your vocabulary that you're comfortable with, and you can be exposed to everything, and it doesn't mean you're going to take it all in. But I do feel that if you're what it's like to be a really hungry kid, I think having access to all that for the right people will be just priceless, because they can just work through the canon of great guitar players at their fingertips with full excitement.
Yes.
When you engulf a video game or something, because you're so good at that. But if you're sitting there, I remember years ago coming home, just walking into the lounge room, and my little brother, who's 15 years younger than me, and I'm like, what? And he's just watching Stefan Grappelli and Django Reinhardt on the family computer, and I'm just like, this is brilliant, how accessible it is.
Yes.
And so of course the distraction and noise is there, but I think for the right kids, the ones who are going to be the ones we all go, wow, what the hell happened there? They'll be the ones who somehow manage to stay focused and access all that great information. Yeah,
no, it's definitely an amazing tool, and I think, and you can see it. You can see when you do the scroll on Instagram and stuff, you see these little 30-second grabs of incredible young performers who sound like someone, and that's something that I wouldn't say concerns, because I think you have to go through that, don't you? You have to sort of mimic someone, so then therefore realise what they've done and how they've done it, and then you can move on to someone else, and then hopefully you've learnt 10 different people's catalogues, you've worked out what you do and find your own little niche.
Oh, a lot of people never do, and they still have very good careers.
Yeah.
People like familiarity, the amount of, the amount of Stevie Ray Vaughans making full livings out of sounding exactly like Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah.
And people love it because they're like, wow, I know that sound, and you do it really well. It's exactly like he did it, which I find great because I love Stevie Ray. And if I can always, if I see one of these players, I'm like, wow, I'm going to watch a whole song.
Yeah.
And it's like, yay, you did it. Cool. Now I'm off because, we've all seen that. But there's, people like all sorts of things, and familiarity does get applause.
Absolutely. Yeah.
If ever you really just want to get applause, just chuck in the Sultans of Swing. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. Doesn't matter what you've done before or after in the set.
That's right. Yep.
Everyone will focus and clap you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't matter if it's in the wrong key.
Yeah. I often laughed. I remember seeing Little Charlie and the Nightcats at Narooma years ago, and they had, I think it was one song where Little Charlie would just chuck in melodies or heads or riffs out of popular songs from all decades.
Yep.
Oh, that was hilarious. It was also like the crowd went bonkers because they could relate to it.
Yeah.
Like, this is cool. This is kind of comedy, but it's kind of really cool. And
yeah, a bit of familiarity.
Yeah.
Things that people can grab hold of and appreciate.
Yeah. So what excites you these days musically? What do you get a little bit excited about when you hear?
I think it probably just tones. Yeah. Like you hear, you walk past a perfect example here is a festival. You walk past and you just hear these tones. And you're like, how do you get that tone? How do you hold on to that note and let it pierce through with such, continuity and excitement?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, so I think probably what excites me is tones at the moment still.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Have you discovered a particular tone of someone or a thing or a piece of gear, or is it more just the human tone?
It's probably more the human tone. It seems to be fingers that people have and how they sound, and as much as, I'd like to think that I could buy a different pick and two more $700 tube screamers and I'd be great. I think it is just the different hands that people have, and how they sound. I remember when I was about 15, I went down to rehearse with Phil Emanuel, and he picked up his daughter Jessie's like $100 guitar, and it was through one of those 2-inch speaker amps, and you would have gone, you're like, great, that sounds better than anything I'll ever play.
Yeah.
And that's, that's your hands. And so, obviously there's some people's, you hear Derek Trucks play or something and you hear it within a millisecond, you know exactly who it is. It doesn't matter what song it is. I ended up in an argument in a French party. My French is not good enough to have an argument. But
excuse my French.
Yeah, and it was, they were playing this album. So it's a recent JJ Cale album, and I think Clapton plays.
Oh, Road to Escondido or something like that?
Yeah, probably. See, I thought they were saying something in French that I didn't understand, but that was probably the album title. Yeah. But so everyone's like, this is Clapton playing guitar, isn't it great? And I've just gone, that's Derek Trucks. Yeah. They're like, no, it's Eric Clapton. See, Eric Clapton plays on this album. I was like, it's Derek Trucks.
Yeah.
And, lo and behold, it's like Clapton plays everything on that except one song.
Right.
And you hear it. And
totally. It's a totally a different take on the guitar. Like Clapton, that's one thing I do really admire about Clapton.
Yeah.
Is his recent addition of, say, Derek and his band.
Yeah.
And Doyle Bramhall, like two of the great, not only are they great guitar players, they're great songwriters, and arrangers, or just like musical beings. Like they're not like there to win any guitar wars.
No, you certainly don't. You don't want to end up at a sort of head cut to the death on that stage.
No, you'd be left in a pool of teeth.
I'm just going to go home and start again.
Yeah, I'll buy that tube screamer that I've been looking at.
Yeah, that's what I need. If only I'd had the $7,000 tube screamer with the original chip.
The original chip.
That's the difference. I would have totally slayed him.
But yeah, guys like Derek and Doyle are so... It's good to see them on stage and being that humble, they know their place. They kind of have obviously grown up respecting guys like Clapton, so they know that all he needs right now is a nice support guitar. Yeah. And then when they get off the leash, it's like, wow.
Have a go, mate. Here's a massive stage with perfect sound and the space. Take you a few minutes, everyone will drop their jaw, and the overall night will be so much better for it. Yeah.
Have you seen those guys play already?
I haven't seen Clapton. I've seen Derek a few times. Yeah. We sort of really lucked in when we were in Colorado a few years ago and didn't even know it was on, but we played a show and one of the other artists playing, he's like, I'm going to Red Rocks tomorrow. And I was like, I've always wanted to go to that venue. Yeah. And it's like, Tedeschi Trucks is playing. And I was like, okay, we have a night off and it's only like an hour out of our way. Like, surely we won't be able to get tickets and they'll be too expensive. And it's like, Australians really, we know how to get punched in the face for ticket prices. So
yes.
So when we're like, what? It's like, $60 or $49 and there's tickets And
Unheard of.
and then we're like, there'll be a comm somewhere. I think we paid $100 for like a lamb tent nearby.
Amazing.
And it ended up being Marcus King,
Oh,
the drive-by truckers,
great.
and Tedeschi Trucks at Red Rocks. And the gig was just amazing. But what was most amazing and life-changing for me was when it started raining, all the Colorado people are just so amazing. They all just reach in their bags and they pull out their perfect waterproof shell and put it on.
Okay.
And you're like, wow, you guys are so used to being ready for the outdoors. I'm like, I'm Australian, I should be ready for the outdoors, and I'm just getting saturated in my non-waterproof shell. But we've changed that, and I've got to
You carry one with you now?
carry one with me. They're so light.
That's right.
Yeah.
There's no excuse.
It's just silly not to.
That's right. So Tasmanians, we've almost got a change of clothes in the car ready to go. You know, it's like got the puffer or the woolly jacket ready to go.
No, I've become, it's sort of hiking and camping and musician life. Like it's quite conducive to similar things. Like I always have a bass layer and a puffy and a shell, and then you're sort of like, doesn't matter where you are in the world, you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
And they're light.
Yeah.
You know, and then you can fit another 3 vinyls in your bag to sell, hopefully.
That's right. I'm struggling with it. How do you guys go when you pack up? Because you guys fly a lot.
We do fly a lot.
Yes. How do you go putting everything in to bags that you can like conveniently get to and from the car and the airport? Like I'm here on my own at the moment. I've got 4 check-ins and a carry.
Yeah.
And that's really hard to. And I've minimised it as much as I can.
Yeah.
Like what do you guys do for that?
We have basically Lisa plays a mini Maton, which is great because you can wear it on her back and carry it on board pretty much everywhere. You know, because in Australia we got like the APRA baggage, and overseas we fly with partners because we're platinum, blah blah blah. But we still always try and we have a couple of. I bought these ex-army like artillery bags.
Oh, like big duffel.
They're big duffels, yeah. So they're not too heavy. They're probably like 5 kilos a bag, but they're really heavy duty, and we just shove. They end up being like 30 kilos each, but if you shove everything in there and it rolls, and that way, if it is one of these airlines where it's per piece, you get maximum use out of it.
Great.
But, so we do that, and if we're playing in Australia, you know, I'll usually have a couple of more guitars and things like that, but we do have the extra allowance, and we usually have a big old rolly bag full of merch, and then my pedals, which are just too heavy, but I can't seem to downsize them logically, because if we're doing like just a duo gig every now and then, I have different pedals for when we're playing the band show, and I just keep them all on the one board always, because you know, as soon as you take something apart, you put it back together and something goes wrong. But so just sometimes you end up in a lot of pain, like you're dragging, you know, you're a little person dragging like 3 times your body weight upstairs in Paris because the escalator's out because they're doing works that day, and there's been some pretty horrible lugs. But you know, when we go overseas, I just take my one Maton usually, and if we end up doing band shows, I've usually got mates I can borrow a telly or a Strat off and just leave it at that. I did take my telly last year because we were doing the Teskey's shows, and I knew that in advance, so I wanted to have one familiar guitar. Yeah. So
that would have been a trip.
That was so great, and also like we tried not to get too excited because with a support set sometimes it can just be horrible. Yeah. And the Spanish are notoriously late people, so we're like, there might not even be anyone there. Don't get excited, but both the shows were magical. But start the first song and everyone just ran to the front and just was so ready to jump on board a bunch of songs they'd never heard by a band they'd never heard of. So it was really special.
That's a great experience.
Yeah.
So good. And did you get to see the shows? I'll look out.
Miss my mouth.
So you got to see the shows as well? Like, I haven't seen the Teskies ever since they look like this small little, sort of start-out band. Yeah, I'm sure they're a mammoth deal now, like in terms of
they're hugely
the show
successful, but it's still the same essence of what they always have had. Great songs, and Josh is singing and Sam's playing, and they put together a really great show, and the band was on, and they Yeah, they constructed a great show, and even, you know, to the point everyone left with a big sing-along, and just the vibes in the room were electric and beautiful.
Great.
So they have stepped it up to they've elevated their stage presence and their show to the level of the success they're getting really well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And what does it look like when I know that, like you said, you go between the duo and the band shows.
Yep.
How much do you rely, I say, on the Strat compared to because I know that with your acoustic, you're getting some pretty heavy, serious tones out of that as well. So you can cover a lot of ground with it. But I suppose it's more a physical thing, right?
Yeah.
Like it's very demanding to play an acoustic guitar like an electric.
Yeah.
So is that kind of the difference between the two, or is it?
Well, and also if it's just the two of us, then I'm sort of covering all of the bass sounds too, and the low end I have to hold it all together, so I can't just be diddly diddling for too long up there, or the guts fall out. So it's it's been fun. I mean, we've been playing music together for like 18 years. Our first tour was 2006, so 19 years.
Yeah.
And so you have all these different phases of where the show is and where the things you're excited about and the parts you think are good and the parts you think need work. But over those years, it's like we play most songs in all formats. Some are a bit more hamstrung or broken down in the duo format, but it still ends up being generally pretty fat and fun, but I end up working in different ways. You sort of twist yourself in half a bit and never quite feel like you're playing great rhythm or great lead.
Right.
You're sort of like, oh no, I should be more solid. Oh, I should be doing something more exciting. I should be more solid.
Yeah.
But it's fun. The dance of that is probably a big part of, what keeps people watching.
Yeah. It's that element of surprise, isn't it? Or that unpredictability of, even for you as a player, like this could go either way tonight.
Yeah.
And that keeps it exciting, keeps it fresh. It's a challenge for you musically and physically.
100%, and especially with if we're a bit unsure about a stage setup or the sound, it's so much easier to get it. Like if you without you don't have a sound guy of your own or sound girl of your own, you don't have someone, and with the bands it's so easy. You just start with a song that's electric bass and drums and Lisa on vocals, and if they stuff that up, then there's no saving you anyway.
Yep.
But with the duo set, it's like I'm playing a cajon, which I want to get a snare sound out of too. So you've got to make sure they sort of understand that and don't make it sound like a 1980s rock drum kit, all gated and compressed. And then Lisa's got a mini snare, and I'm playing the bass and the guitar and winding in my electric channel. And and if they start writing, I'll turn it up here, I'll turn it down there, you can just be in so much trouble.
Yep.
But sometimes when it's just, the right person, you just end up, it's set, and you end up in this lovely playground where everything you touch feels amazing. Yeah,
especially when it's just the two of you and there's so much space around the music to come and go with all those elements. And because you've been doing it for nearly 20 years as a duo, or as two of you at least, you get to know each other musically without even thinking.
Yeah. And that's it. And, when Trace has been, I went to high school with Trace, so we've been playing with her since high school.
Wow.
Too.
Sure.
So, similar. And we Ali has been, Blues on Broadbeach was the first show she did with us back in it was either 16 or 17.
Okay.
But so we're sort of 8 years.
Yep.
8 or 9 years deep with Ali too. So it's just so great when you play a gig. We don't write set lists.
Yep.
They evolve, and you end up playing things come in and out of fashion in the set from songs from all the albums. But it's so great when you're playing a show and someone requests something weird from 4 albums ago, and you're like, all right, guys,
let's do it.
Let's just see how we go. I know we've all at least heard it.
Yeah. And I think it's a magic thing about that too. I'm not a fan of set lists. I'm sure some bands really do it well, and that's their jam. But I love to just see how the night goes, and just go, how's it feeling tonight? Are we feeling like this period, or are we following this road?
There's strengths and weaknesses with that. I know, there's many, probably even most bands, you've got a show that you're doing at that time and it's a real show and that's the journey you want to take everyone on that night. And the advantage of that is if a bunch of people come and see you and they tell their mates, I love this, go see it, they're going to see the same show. Whereas with us, it might be like, well, that was a midnight gig in a loud, like a loud venue, and we were playing after a dance band.
Yes.
So you've seen that set, and then and then we're playing a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah. In a cafe or something, like some sort of...
Well,
chill out.
just something an outdoor show or something where everyone's sitting on a Sunday afternoon. And so if you've sent those people along and we're playing like our chilled Sunday afternoon songs, because that's what we feel like, then you may totally disappoint the person who wanted the Rock Big show they saw the night before. But that's, I guess, the risk you take. But also it's probably why we're still playing 20 years on, is because we don't go like, this is the show, play it till you're sick of it. This is the show, play it till you're sick of it. It's like...
Well, it shows the musicality. Yeah. And it shows that you're interested in not only giving the audience something, but you're giving yourself something.
Yeah.
You're sort of keeping it, you're playing for the sake of the room or the mood.
Yeah.
And to have that catalogue and the diversity between the musicians, it's magic.
Oh, and often that'll be what people will walk away from a festival saying, we saw you guys 3 times and they were like totally different sets. And you're like, well... They were totally different days, totally different stages, and we felt different. And hopefully, you didn't only come to see the same song that we didn't play, but and hopefully, if you did just want that, you yelled it out loud enough that we did it for you.
And you guys, you mentioned you're off to Europe again soon. Are you guys basically going between America, Australia, and Europe?
Yeah, we haven't been
on a rotation.
We are. We haven't had America in the rotation probably since COVID, but we're right now in the last minutes of waiting for our visas to come back through so we can be properly having that back in the rotation. And we're playing a festival in Alaska in July and doing some side shows there, and then we'll go back and we're going to do a run of shows with our good friend Christy Lee in the south around November. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's pretty idyllic in a way. Like I remember, for me, like not everyone likes to be away and not everyone likes that, but I moved to London when I was like in my early 20s, and then I did some travelling around America, and I remember feeling like, wouldn't it be perfect if you could spend 6 months or 4 to 6 months in Australia and 3 months in Europe and 3 months in America, and because the different inspiration you get from those places, that's the sonic approach between, say, the south of France and Alabama. It's so different. Yeah. And there's still sort of this, there's a truth and a heartbeat that goes through all the music I like. Yes. And, getting to travel the world and play music and be exposed to other musicians who are, as equally unfamous as us but have spent 20 years doing it and just excellent. It just keeps us really excited, and we get to eat really good food and drink really good wine in Europe, and then just sustain ourselves through the American time and hope it's crawfish season.
That's right. Yeah, good old crawfish. I know that just reminds me of Christmas, like not eating crawfish but crayfish at home. Yeah. It's just certain foods have certain seasons and cultural references or cultural times and places. So magic, it's good soul food too. Like it's good for when you're in an area to really absorb everything that area can bring.
Yeah, well, I guess Mobile, Alabama is like our American second home. Okay. Like we spent a lot of time there over the years. I just actually got a memory on my phone of 10 years ago we were making the Lucky Joe's wine album, which we made there. Sure. With a guy called Rick Hirsch, who's still a great friend. He's an amazing guitar player. He was founded a band called Wet Willie, and then moved to...
Oh yeah, right, I've heard.
Yeah, and then he moved to LA with Cher and Greg Allman.
Right.
And he's just a monster.
Wow.
But that whole community there, everyone goes out on a Wednesday and watches the band jamming at Callahan's, and everyone, there's like this beautiful support. It's not like, I think because it's not a Nashville or an LA or a New York, everyone's sort of rooting for each other a bit more. Yeah. And I guess, tomorrow night, I think the Red Clay Strays are playing in Brisbane, and they're a Mobile, Alabama band. There's
Great. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, and it's like everyone, like it's sort of, if to me it feels like when someone pokes their head up a bit over there, everyone gets behind them and it's like, go on, let's, I'm going to come to the album launch and we're going to cheer for you.
Perfect.
As opposed to, like the London scene was so cutthroat.
Yeah.
Like you're playing, like I remember playing at like the Astoria with the Kings of Leon and not having enough money to get a cab home. And
wow.
yeah, it's like sort of, I call you just walked off this Tuesday. I skateboarded home from that gig because I was like, I've got to get home. And we waited till, the bus was now a night bus and that was annoying. You're like, this is ridiculous. We've just played music to like thousands of people. Yeah. And there's not enough in the tank to catch a mini cab home. And all the bands are like, fighting for that one slot because it might be the difference between you being a multi-millionaire and not doing anything. Whereas I think some of these, like the Australian scene again, it's like some people click over into the next level, but a lot of us just manage to have a life in music. So you're not going, darn it, when you see someone else get a better gig because you're like, well, they got it this time. Yeah. Great. Yeah. Let's hope that everyone goes to that gig and that's great so that those people want to come to more gigs.
That's right. You've got to keep feeding the machine, keep the wheels greased up. And it feels good to be on both sides of that, like to be the person holding someone up, like really acknowledging and celebrating someone's music or just, their milestones in their career perhaps.
Yeah, and I just want any time someone goes out to watch live music, I want it to be a great night. Yeah. So that they keep that as a big part of their social calendar. Like I want them to go, I'm not sure if that's a better band than the band I saw last week, but they were both great. I'll have to make sure to catch them both next time. Yeah. There's none of this, that thing where you try and get like a useless support act so you seem better. Like it's like, no, now you're just going to train everyone to talk through it or go to the other room or not care, and you're not nurturing, and like you want music to be the thing that excites people, and you want
as best as it can.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, you probably get some, like, the last, say, 3 or 4 songs of the set, you bring on the support band and you all get together and make a beautiful noise. Like, it's just
show that it's all family and not band 1 versus band 2 versus band 3.
And speaking of that kind of thing, I noticed you've been playing with Mitty Marks a fair bit. You've been dragging her along on stage for a lot of shows. Is that a big part of what you guys do? Like, sort of like, supporting the up and coming, or because
look, Mitty.
I know Mitty's been doing it a long time on her own back, but I'm sure that she loves to hang out with you guys too and jump on a stage or a bill and.
Look, we've known Mitty since she was 14. Okay. We took her with us to Europe when she was 17.
Wow.
And she's just one of our absolute best friends and favourite musicians. So anytime we have a chance to hang out, we make that happen, and I love playing guitar with her. I think she's just got a beautiful touch, and she's one of those people you could just go be there in any song, and you know that she's never gonna do anything but add to it. She's got such a great rhythm and such a great touch and such a I don't know. She's a real giving player. She doesn't, if you want to throw a spotlight at her, she'll take it. But she's just always there for the song and the hang. And
great.
No, and we've got a lot of musical friends, and you just. It's like if you're there one day and there's a guitar, you're going to be like, well, this song's going to be much better if you jump up and play a song with us. It's like, let's just make it happen. It's in E, go, Yeah. And that's, again, probably just to keep, for us, it's about keeping each gig exciting and take advantage of whatever situation you're in to make the best, rather than trying to just do the set that you've planned. So when Minnie could come this weekend, I'm like, yay, that's great. And our friend Chrissy Thomas, who's just a ridiculous vocalist, and you're like, wow, you're here, great, of course, let's play a song, this is the best. You're going to take advantage of that, because it keeps the variety up for us, and I think also for people who come and watch us, it's like, oh, you don't know what little bits of excitement we might have happening,
100%. And it shows that the stage isn't a precious kind of space, like it's an open sharing area where you can allow that it could go either way, but it's
funny you say that because I'm really tolerant of 99% of things, but if I don't like something musical, I have a very, very, very quick shut off and short fuse, and that's
right.
So as much as it is an open space, it's a very decently curated one in a lot of ways,
okay.
and but still every now and then you end up doing something completely random, like we were up at Undara.
Oh yeah, the lava tube.
Yeah, and it was great, and they have the jam on the Sunday, and they're like, oh, the bar guy wants to play, and I'm thinking, oh, what's he do? Is he going to play a solo or play a harp? He's like, nope, I'm going to do Hotel California in E minor with a Spanish rap in the middle. I was like, great, that's what's happening. I was like,
wicked.
Let's see how we go. And, well, you lead it, we'll have some fun. And so, sometimes you're not precious. But
I think it depends on the situation. I think with that one in particular, I've done that a few times too, and you do your show the Friday, Saturday, you do the mingling. It's like, all right, business is done.
Yeah, let's just hang out and
make
play sounds.
So it's a fun opportunity to do that.
Yeah, but if there's, there's some people you just don't gel with musically.
Yeah.
That's I don't have much time for that.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, no, that's not happening on our stage.
I left the oven on. Gotta go.
Yeah, gotta go. Sorry, cool. There's only 3 amps and I need to use them all.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I'd love to get you up for a jam, but there's only 3 amps. Yeah.
Well, you guys have got a show today, and you've probably got some pre-show rituals to get up to.
Yep, all that.
So, thank you very much for the chat.
Thanks for having me.
Hope to see you guys around the traps, and all your best for the international journeys.
Yeah,
and keep on picking.
Well, we'll do. I'll look forward to seeing your set.
Great, thanks, Jules.
Thanks for listening, folks, to another episode of Say It With Guitars. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe to the podcast, share it around to your mates, leave a good review, and hopefully we'll see you next time.